Hi, it's Rebecca. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 3 ways that the dead, are they really dead? No, they're on the other side. Try to contact us, and then the top 3 easy ways that we can contact them and find out what they want. So, number 1 way is through dreams. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this presentation and my extraordinary story about dreams. By the way, this week is my mom's crossing over date of about 17 years now. So dreams, when you have consistent dreams about someone you know that's crossed over, it could be someone you don't really know. And what you want to do is pay attention. I'm going to get into the how to do that in the next segment. But pay attention to the emotions it brings up in you, and keep in mind that dreams are often very graphic and exaggerated. So that's one way. And then another way is through the senses. You might hear a song, sounds that you used to hear. Smells are a really big one. Sight, you might see something that reminds you of them. And then touch, you might actually feel like someone or something is touching you. Now, the third way the dead try to get in touch with us, by the way, there's all kind of ways. I'm giving you the top 3. And this might surprise you, but it's your daydreaming. When you find yourself daydreaming a lot about familiar things that you used to do with this person or that you know about this person, then it can be people, places, or pets that you had in common. Pay attention. Now, you want to pay attention to the emotions that comes up when you're thinking about this person. And remember, I'm going to tell you my own story of how this happened to me recently and inspired me to bring this information to you. So, want to know the 3 ways so that you can do this too? By the way, these are easy ways. I don't do anything that's hard. What you always want to do is acknowledge the spirit, the relative, the family member, whatever it is. You want to start with acknowledging, oh, hey, you must be trying to get in touch with me. Now, this, if you have any psychic skills, which I have courses that teach you to become psychic, then you would just ask them, hey, what do you want? And then pay attention to what you get back. But unless you have developed those, you may not have that going on yet. So I'm going to tell you another easy way that anybody can do. You always start by acknowledging, hey, you, and never be in any kind of fear. And remember the times you had with them, or sometimes now a spirit wants to ask for forgiveness. So you might not have exact, really good feelings about them. But what you want to do is call them into a circle of light. Did you know that according to the Egyptian law of Ren, it's spelled R-E-N, when you call a spirit, living or dead, the spirit part has to come. So when you call a spirit, it will come into the circle of light. So you've acknowledged it. You call them into the circle of light. You connect from the heart. And then you ask them, what do you want? Do you have a message for me? And then you just be quiet and pay attention. So if you want to do that with me now, I'll guide you. And it can be anyone. Maybe they haven't been getting in contact with you, but maybe you would just love to know. By the way, there's some animal spirits here, and they're saying, do the animals, because a lot of times you'll have a beloved pet that crosses over, and sometimes they actually won't completely leave you. You'll feel their essence in the place where you are. So, what you can do right now, close your eyes, think of someone or a pet that you would love to get in touch with, and call them by name. Come into the circle of light. Then you just calm yourself and wait a moment. And then you just acknowledge them and connect from the heart. And if you had loving feelings, send those loving feelings back and forth. And then just pay attention to the sensations that you get. You might have a sensation of great peacefulness. You might have a sensation of playfulness. You might have a sensation, if it's a person, that they want forgiveness. This is a big ministry, forgiveness from the other side and back and forth. Sometimes in the case of suicide, they want to let you know, hey, I made it. Or sometimes they might need a little help moving on to the light. And that's a more complicated situation, but just pay attention to how you're feeling. And just let it be easy. Let it be easy. Okay, so now we want to go to my favorite way. It works every time. And you always start with acknowledging. And it's called dominant, non-dominant handwriting. And you ask a question with your dominant hand. It doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. And then you answer the question, you put it in the other hand, and you allow the spirit to answer. Now, it's not automatic handwriting. A spirit is not going to grab your hand and make you write. So don't sit there waiting for that. But you want to start real simple. You don't want to say, oh, Auntie, give me the winning numbers of the lottery, please. What you want to do is start very simple and ask, like, well, how do you like it there? I'm going to put this back up. How do you like it there? And then you'll switch the pen and you're just going to write the first words that come to you. By the way, if you're interested in becoming more psychically aware, one thing, if I could pick one thing to tell you to do in the whole wide world, it's not working on your pineal gland, although that's helpful. People get so caught up in the pineal gland when there's all kind of easy ways to become more psychic. We'll do a video on that very soon. But dominant, non-dominant handwriting will turn you on like nothing else as far as having psychic awareness and increased abilities. How does this work? It works because the corpus callosum, which is that thick bundle of nerves connecting right and left hemispheres of the brain, it has new neural pathways that get created every time that you do the dominant, non-dominant handwriting. So when you ask a question, you must start simple, If you start out asking really hard psychic questions, you just don't have enough neural pathways yet. So start out real slow, especially talking to people on the other side. You could talk to pets like this, and then put the pen in the other hand, and you're just going to write one word at a time. One word at a time. Now, that is my favorite 3 ways to contact them. Now I'd like to tell you the story of how I was guided to do this video for you. I said already it's the anniversary of my mom's passing this week. And I am a medium and a psychic, actually. And this is how thick-headed sometimes we can be as professionals. I can help anybody else all day long, but I started having dreams about my mother, my father, and one of my brothers, all who were crossed over. And in the dream, I would always wake up with my heart pounding because it seemed like my mother was being cheated. And shoot, every time my dad died first, which he did, and there was no place for the body. There was all this kind of things going on, and I was trying to stick up for my mama in the dream, and then I would just wake up, and it happened so many times. Finally, it dawned on me, and it was the dreams were kind of traumatic. They weren't all, oh, mama, mama, mama. They were rather traumatic. And so I finally said, oh, mom, I feel kind of guilty in this dream. And what do you want? And she said immediately, I didn't have to do any dominant, non-dominant writing, circle of light. She was there. She'd been there. She said immediately, I want you to reconcile with your brother. I'm not going to say the name. And immediately the light went on, is why I felt kind of guilty in this dream, because do we all have a black sheep in our family? Well, this particular brother had done horrible things to her as far as cheating her, stealing, this kind of things years ago. And I had not retained anger, but he became dead to me, just like he didn't exist. But guess what? He existed for mama. He existed for daddy. I have two brothers now, three brothers now on the other side. And they were all kind of ganging up on me like, let's show some divine forgiveness. Let's bring him back into the fold. And immediately I felt this burden lift that I didn't even know I had the burden. So in honor of that, I'm sharing these steps with you to pay attention to the emotions you feel, and then ask yourself, well, how can I rectify this? And which I did. Immediately, I got in touch with the entire family. Do you know where this brother is? Because he had disappeared. And one of my sisters, my only sister, she knew where he was. I said, I want to give him a party. I want to invite him here. I'm doing this for mama. And immediately he answered me, and it had been years. And I feel so good. So pay attention. Now, here's one thing I want you to pay attention to. Now, my mom was a person of the light. But it's important to note that when people cross over, they cross over at the level they were. And they could still have an agenda. And so pay attention to how you feel when they give you a request. If it just goes against you, like it doesn't feel right, for me, I knew that it was right for me to be the one. I'm the oldest child, the oldest daughter left, the matriarch of the family now. I needed to extend the olive leaf. It felt right and good, and it was perfect timing. Now, maybe my mama knows something I don't know. Maybe she knows that it's getting time closer for this brother to cross over. I don't know. But I just started the ball rolling, set a date, got other children to, we were a huge family, like 8 kids. flying in to honor this brother. So that's my wonderful story. Let me just finish one more thing. Make sure that it does feel good with you, that if they have an agenda or you feel them saying stuff like anything negative or derogatory, then you don't have to listen. Or if they're trying to force you to do something that doesn't feel good, you don't have to listen. That's why I tell people, be careful when asking for a spirit guide of a dead relative, because they could have an agenda going on. So that's what I have to say about that. I will tell you that because of Mom, and because I realize that a lot of people might really want to dig into being a medium, and I have a training course that's 5 weeks long, and it'll take you through the very basics and includes a section on getting in touch with animals. And what I've done is put it on Groupon. Don't you love Groupons? It lets you afford things you would never be able to afford for 70% off. I'll have a link below if you're interested in that. Now, what I'd like to do is look at some of the comments and see if there's any questions that maybe I could answer. Well, there's a wonderful hello, butterfly girl, and love you from Sistina. You know, I forgot my glasses. I might not even be reading these right. And wow, and hello, more hellos, and a question from Satyam. My question is, when one dies, then they reincarnate as other person, then how can their spirit talk to us? He has reincarnated, so how can his spirit talk to me? Very good question. I love it, because the broader part of yourself stays in the other realm. So that would be still existing in some realm as that person. So yes, they can talk to you. So I hope that clears it up. I know I can give lesson after lesson after lesson. And I hope, of course, how long have they been dead? And I want to bring up something else. You can call into the circle of light, a being of light, a deity. Now, they could have incarnated lots of times. I also teach a course on channeling, which teaches you how to get in touch with ascended masters and have a conversation. You know what, folks? It's time for us to realize that we are divine and that we can contact and be in communion, not lower than a worm, be in communion with these beings of light. So, Satyam, I hope I said your name right, and I hope that helps your question. And Tracy says, I want to try talking to my mom about a family secret. And I just recommend, Tracy, that you start out lightly. Don't go for the gold right away. By asking your mom how she's doing on the other side, pay attention to the kind of feelings you get back. She may not want to talk about the family secret yet. She may not feel that you're ready to hear and be about that. So start very light and just keep asking light questions. And also, I'm tuning into her, and she's saying that sometimes you can be a person of action, and so it might not be time for a particular action that you might be inspired to do. So just take it easy and know that all is well, and she loves it over there. Okay, so Christine just says, thank you so much. Oh, and you can light a candle for them too. I love that. Yes, light a candle. You know, the people on the other side need our prayers as well. That's one thing. I'm no religion anymore, but I do respect the Catholic Church and also the Mormon Church because they do pray for their dead. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Not like, oh, you're gone, too bad. They can also uh, use our prayers. And sometimes people can get stuck. That's probably another video. By the way, before you leave this video, leave comments in the section below. And if there's a topic that you'd like me to go into deeper, just let me know because I love doing videos and they're falling off a log easy. So let's see if there's any. Oh, Butterfly Girl says, I believe you channel Pleiadians. Would you teach them how to teach us how to communicate with them? Well, not in 2 minutes, but I actually have a course just to communicate with the Pleiadians, and I'll leave that. I'll probably put that on Groupon too in a couple of weeks. So if you go to my website, there'll be a link below, RebeccaMarina.com. There's a tab that says Groupon. And whatever is on like crazy special for that week or 2 weeks, just see if it's something that you like. You know, I don't believe in trying to cram things down people's throat or sell, but I believe that my trainings are so valuable and so simple. I believe in teaching kindergarten style. Like, can a kindergartner do it? Well, that's what we want. We want something to be easy, and it doesn't have to be hard. Any teacher who makes it seem so difficult is probably not the teacher for you. So let's see. I'll just say one thing about the Pleiadians. One of the most fun ways to contact them is using the non-dominant handwriting method. Now, you must always start with acknowledging and respect, and don't ask them, I hate to say stupid stuff like, take me on your spaceship. You know what the Pleiadians and other species are here for? They're here to bring us their wisdom, maybe to help us with all kind of things. They're actually looking for people that will be able to communicate and not, you know, the Pleiadians, one of the favorite things they say to me is, stop looking for us with binoculars and instead look for us with the lens of your heart. Heart connect and open that channel of communication. They do have a lot of wisdom to share. And so let's see if there's any other questions. Yeah, from Sis. Well, my chat just disappeared, so I don't know. Oh, here it came back. It came back. By the way, you'll notice this is live and I mess up all the time, and who cares? You can mess up too. Can a spirit not know he's dead and keep asking, why are so many people crying over here? Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes it takes them a little while, and that's one reason it's real good for you to pray for them. And they often, it happens, especially right when they die, especially maybe if it was abrupt. They don't know they're dead and they keep trying to talk to people and nobody can hear them. They walk right through people. So here's where you can be an intermediary, because what you want to do is pray for them, but ask for one of the angels to come. They have their guardian angels, but they're so they can't hear them. So you can help to be a bridge one thing helpful, call that spirit into a circle of light, and then ask their guardian angels to come into the circle, send them love, and ask for the awakening. Ask for the awakening. So that's helpful. Let me see. I am wondering, can you talk to anyone who is dead? Like, could you even communicate with my mother? So far, no one has told me no. So yes, but I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of mediumship readings on this short video. But I have never had anyone that said, no, I won't talk to you. And a couple more, and then we're going to close this video. I've heard people say they had ill effects following working with Natika, effects such as dream haunting, attachments, and such. Can you do a video to clarify these accusations? Thanks so much. I haven't heard of that myself. So I guess I would need you to maybe email me. I'll put my email in the description below and give me some details. What you resist persists. What you focus on, you're going to get more of. And people who are so worried about talking to spirits or people on the other side because you're afraid they're going to attract evil, you need to do some real clearing first, because if you're doing anything in fear, it's not real good. It's not time for you to do that. I'm telling you the easy way to do it. And I'm assuming that you're in a place of clarity and that you want to speak with the spirit. So anyone would want to clear their fears. And I've worked with that particular spirit several times. And if you watch my video and follow my instructions, you always acknowledge them and send them love. And you're not inviting, he's talking to me right now and saying that sometimes when people come to him, because he is a genius spirit, a pure virtuous one who has the power to bring wealth into your life. But if you come to him with the real spirit of greed and desperation, that it's your own greed and desperation that you're feeling. A virtuous spirit would never cause you any kind of distress. So look to yourself. Like Divine Mother says to me, she says, Rebecca, it's always you. It's always you. When something's going on, it's you. So look to yourself. Okay. I guess that's all the questions that I'm seeing. I've had fun. Please subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of thing. Let me know what else you would see covered live. Sometimes it's fun to do live mini psychic readings. I would set aside some good time to allow to do that. So this is Rebecca. I invite you to subscribe. Go to my website. I have this awesome 30-day manifesting program, RebeccaMarina.com. And it's about love and money. And every single day for 30 days, I send you this short little audio and I give you some advice, but then I sing sacred language to you and it just goes straight into your heart and you just feel so much love. And I always get letters of people who are taking that's completely free. And this one lady is telling me all the abundance that's coming to her, and nothing thrills me more. So, and someone is saying, I missed the entire live. Well, honey, you can watch the video. It'll be also live, and I'm sorry that you missed it. This is Rebecca, and I wish you love from my heart of hearts.